Here we go.
Gamers, this is your captain speaking. Just playing. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to 2025. Hope your year is starting out absolutely awesome. We're having a blast over here on the Naxxit Gaming channel. Hopefully 2025 is going to be the year where we hit 2,000 subscribers. So with your help, we can reach that milestone this year. So if you haven't already, feel free to throw a sub on there. Hang around, enjoy the content. We're just going to be chilling and playing some video games. So the amount of content on the channel has definitely dropped, and it is all due to this particular simulator right here. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 finally came out, and the servers are finally allowing people to play pretty consistently, so I finally jumped on, give it a try. Now, I've been into flight simulators since back in the Windows 3.1 days, so before even Windows 95, just dating myself a little bit. I've just absolutely loved flight simulators, you know, usually playing on the keyboard and mouse. Up until the last one, I was using like an Xbox controller, stuff like that. But for Christmas last year, I got myself off the old Jungle website a Thrustmaster joystick and throttle setup. So been waiting for this simulator to become more stable so that I can jump on and try out these new controllers, and I have been having an absolute blast. As you can see, level 74. Jump up here to my stats real quick. 114 flights. Just put in a ton of work on this particular career. So wanted to show you guys around, and today's objective, I bought my first jet last night. It is the G2, and we're going to try to do a VIP flight with it today. Before I bought it, I did do a free flight with it just to kind of see what it's like, and oh boy, is it different than what I have been using previously. So hopefully we won't crash and burn today. So I want to thank you for joining us for this experience. Again, leave a like and sub if you haven't already, and let's get into it. So in my career, pretty much avoided the helicopters. I might do that this weekend. Just want to mess around with those. Just haven't got a chance to yet. But over on the plane side, I have everything but the Scoop endorsement, and then up here for the heavy, big jetliners, commercial liners, stuff like that. But for the smaller stuff, we do have all the other certifications. So in this game, you will get to start companies. The companies do not have the ability to share planes. That's one thing I'll throw out there for you. You can't like transfer a plane from one company to another. When you start the company, you have to have the money to buy the plane. So just keep that in mind. I jumped into a cargo company first and wasn't actually able to do anything with it for quite some time until I backtracked and started with the like sightseeing company. So I do have one plane there. This yellow bar is when the AI actually uses your planes when you're not playing the game. They'll actually give you some passive income. So that was pretty sweet. That finally started happening. So that really helped out in purchasing our jet. So the jet that we are going to be flying today is for my VIP services. For most of the flying time that I've caught on this game has been in a Cessna 172. Way different experience than flying this G2. I mean, jet versus, propeller and all that is one thing. But also where the thrust comes from on this jet is pretty interesting. With the Cessna, you feel like you're being pulled through the air and you kind of, maneuver that way. But with this jet, the thrust is coming from, above and behind you. So the flight characteristics are way different. I was able to land it during the free flight. So we'll see. Hopefully that'll go the same way today. The game has been giving me a ton of bad weather with everything going on in the nation, especially down here in the south. So I do expect a pretty choppy experience. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look for a mission. I'm hoping for like a 4-hour flight, something like that, to make some good money. I probably will cut out all of the cruise time. You guys aren't going to be interested in watching a plane fly straight and narrow. So we'll probably get up to cruising altitude, I'll go ahead and cut it there until we come in for a landing. And if you guys enjoy this particular video, please leave a like, throw a comment in there, any questions you might have, anything like that. I would love to answer them. So let's see. Looks like we've got a 4-hour one here. I'm hoping it will allow us to use the jet instead of the Cessna. Interesting flight plan. Are they giving us a straight in or a pattern? Got the pattern. Okay. Interesting. All that is set. Departure, waypoints. Go ahead and file it. Send it into the avionics of the plane. Sweet. Now, if it lets us use the jet, this should cut down from a 4-hour flight more to closer to 1, maybe 2. And the game crashed. Interesting. That's a first. So we'll be right back. Alrighty, welcome back. Apparently, there was an update. So with the update installed, it transferred everything over just fine. So, gotta love it. You'd think it would have updated prior, but whatever. We'll roll with it. So we'll just make sure everything is set. Now, I expect this flight to go horribly for a couple of reasons. First of all, this will be the first flight, like professional flight with this aircraft. And second of all, I'm recording it. So, natural born choke artist here. So, we'll see what happens. All right. So, they're going to send us fully fueled. I'm okay with that. And this is a brand new aircraft. So, should have 0 chance for failures for the most part. When you buy this plane, you do get to pick the layout of the seats. I went with the executive version. It cuts the seating down to 3 additional seats because apparently each person counts as like 120 kilograms, which you could swap one person out for fuel. So that's pretty much the thought process that I went with. So we'll see how that works out. But I'm really curious how long this takes. It's 258 nautical miles. I know in the Cessna that's easily 3 hours. Cruise speed on that thing is around 90 knots. This thing says 305. So we should get there way quicker. Way quicker. So let's see how this goes. Again, thanks for joining me. If you like hanging out on Naxit Airlines, leave me a like, throw a comment in there. What would you like the in-flight movie to be today? All right. Oh, mousy. What is going on? All right, so first thing we got to do, we're going to take the engine covers off. Clear that. And remove the chocks. All right. Ready to get in here and mess around.
Ladies and gents, boarding is now authorized. On behalf of our captain, welcome aboard.
They did a pretty awesome job with the models too.
Good flight.
Oh, you're not brave enough to join us? Oh, missing a seat.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard.
Hello, Captain. I'd appreciate if you could avoid cutting off my network access during the cruise. I need to be sure I'll be able to make important calls anytime. Thanks, Captain.
Yeah, we'll think about it. We will think about it. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to hit that. Going to turn on Because it's chilly outside. Let's make sure we got all our ice protection on. That looks good. Alright.
Spirit clearance delivery November 86888, ready to copy IFR clearance to 5 Kilo 6. November 86888 is cleared to 5 Kilo 6 airport via the Gulf Alpha Tango, Whiskey Yankee 1 departure, Juliet India Golf, Sierra Yankee transition, expect runway 8, or maintain 8,000 feet departure frequency is 121. 25 squawk 40 tree.
At least we don't have to do all the communications.
Clear to 5 Kilo 6 via the Gulf Alpha Tango Whiskey Yankee 1 departure Juliet India Golf Sierra Yankee transition.
So 8,000 on the altimeter.
8,000 feet departure frequency is 121.
And have that set up.
Squawk 40 tree November 86888. 888 read back correct. Contact ground on 12475. Good day.
Let's get it.
Good morning, Cap. Today
I honestly have no idea what this
taking Madam Potter
oxygen
to
message
Twin Lakes.
is.
She's close to one of our top clients who booked the flight for her. Provide her with the finest service on behalf of our company. I know I can count on you. Have a nice flight.
Yeah, I have no idea what it's whining about. We're not gonna go high enough to need pressurization, so
Ready to taxi IFR.
well.
November 86888 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 8 are using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 124. 75 when ready.
Alright. Okay, see where the turbine is? Like, that's a very interesting place to have your power come from.
Are using taxiway Alpha 888.
Like you're being pushed along from above. That's interesting. Now I always do the outside view of this, trying to avoid speeding tickets. I just love rolling down the taxiway way too fast.
Ladies and gents, on behalf of our cabin staff, we would like to welcome you on board flight NXT 9312 bound for Twin Lakes. Our flight time will be 50 minutes. We expect an on-time departure, and we're currently ready for takeoff. I will keep
50
you informed of
minutes
any key updates as we go
for a
through.
4-hour mission?
Thank you.
Yeah, buddy. That is what I'm talking about. Still probably going to cut out the cruising stuff for you guys. Nobody wants to watch that. Normally you'll get a ticket on the taxiway if you hit 20 knots down here in the bottom left. So when you're going through your training, it tells you try to get a fast walking speed. I'd like to know who walks at 12 knots. And since we're doing our best impression of an airline pilot today, I'm gonna try to score 100% on doing everything appropriately. That's how you get the most monies. Try to put this $700,000 plane into the money-making department as quick as possible. Now, I'm curious, though, how the payout is going to be, because the longer the flights have been, the more you make. So if I get them super quick, get them to their destination super quick in this thing, is that going to cut into my funding? That would be dumb. Seems like you'd pay more to get there quicker, right? Why can't they have ground cruise control for airplanes? That'd be nice. I would dig it. I also use this view from trying to do U-turns in the Cessna. So many airports would have you go down at the end and turn around, and trying to do that in the Cessna is just absolutely horrible. And occasionally the game kind of glitches out with your navigation stuff, but so far it seems like it's ready to rock and roll for us. So. Since I pay for the tires and brakes, I try not to lock them up too much. All right. Well, there you go.
Spirit Tower, November 86888 at runway 8 are ready for departure IFR to 5 Kilo 6.
November 86888 altimeter tree 027. Cleared for takeoff runway 8R.
Let's see, what were we going up to? 8,000?
Cleared for takeoff runway 8 on November 86888.
Get your peanuts ready, people. We about to roll out.
With us today on this flight to Twin Lakes. We are prepared for takeoff, so please ensure your seatbelts are correctly fastened and your electronic devices are turned off or in airplane mode. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Thank you.
Here we go. Did I read the flight manual and all that to learn what my rotate speed is? Absolutely not. Who does that? Seems pretty good at about 100. Got a positive climb. Go ahead and bring up flaps and the gear. After this flight, I'll look up this oxygen nonsense error messages I'm getting, see what's going on with that. But for this flight, it's just going to have to blinky blink at us. Now this airplane is interesting. I can't tell you how much forward I am rocking on the joystick. Keep this thing from space shuttle statusing. So we're still hand flying.
November 86888, Kansas City Center, altimeter tree 027 radar contact, continue.
So let's play with some controls. We're going to put it on nav mode. We'll go vertical speed with our vertical nav. And we'll go ahead and turn the auto on, see if our navigation stuff is working. It appears to be. That's a little high on the nose up. So we're currently on autopilot. We have it rolling our altitude up to 8,000. Still feel like that's high. Let's go ahead and drop it. At least until the computer stops beeping. That's what we like, right? No warning messages. Now I know when I was messing with this last, I saw that the air system buttons, but I cannot remember where they are. So that'll be something we'll look at here in just a minute.
Kansas City Center, November 86888 is at 4,800 feet, climbing 8,000 feet.
A little bit of turbulence.
November 86888, Kansas City Center, altimeter tree 027 radar contact, continue.
Did I ever learn where the altimeter is on this guy? Might need that. See, this is why you figure out your airplane before you take off flying. But I thought it would just be interesting to see if we can manage our first flight just from the seat of our pants. So far, so good. Could probably nose down just a little bit more. I want to see if we can really get to that 305. We still got the hammer down. Curious if it's going to start complaining about that here anytime now. Seems to be okay with it. Coming up on 200 knots. Well, these things are supposed to be touchscreen. Oh, sweet. Hush. A little bit of turbulence. But I think we'll be there before we know it. Almost 8,000. In-flight movie today is Cars 2. Headphones are behind you in the pouch behind the seat. Alright, just about to cruising altitude.
Ladies and gents, glad to be your captain today. First, I'd like to welcome everyone on behalf of First Class Wings on flight.
So we'll back off the throttle a little bit.
We are currently cruising at an altitude of 6,900 feet at an airspeed of 200 knots. It's 11:18 a.m. and are expecting to land in Twin Lakes approximately at 1:10 a.m. local time. Current temperature of 68 degrees Fahrenheit. If the weather cooperates, we should get a great view of the area as we descend. I'll update you before.
Yeah, landing this bad boy is fun. She's quick. She wants to take off anytime you just touch the throttle, so landing should be interesting. So I will see you guys back in just a few minutes. Hopefully, what did that say, 50 minutes or so? So we will see you back when we get ready to land this bad boy. So wish me luck. Alright, so welcome back. We're approaching the airport, so we're going to start turning some stuff off so that we are hand flying this bad boy again. And again, it just likes to take off straight up. So during the trip, I got the oxygen button taken care of. Wow, this thing is crazy. I also got the flight management stuff taken care of. Thank you, gear. Alright, so we're getting ready to enter the holding pattern. I was gonna leave the visual aid on for this first one, but it is not cooperating. So we'll fly what would normally be... Oh wait, I see it. It's there. Okay. It's just severely hidden under all these icons. Ah, there we go. Okay, now we can see it. Now that's the final approach assistance, so we don't want that one just yet. Now this jet did make this trip in no time flat, so I am absolutely loving that. Trying to keep us at about 3,000. Letting some speed bleed off of us. A little bit of chop. Yeah, this thing just tries to take off for the stratosphere like nobody's business. Take a half second to peek down here. Whoop. Oh, this is... Ah, okay. So that was one of the things that was fighting us. Don't want to fight the computer. Right, let's get back on track here. Yeah, you give this plane Just the slightest chance, and she is just going to take off to the moon. So I think I might leave the visual aid stuff on until I get a little bit more comfortable with this bad boy. We are horribly off course. Way too high. Good like that. So we want to get down to these guys over here to the right. Go down, airplane. It's not illegal, I promise. Yeah, this Joker don't play around. Now, was I perfect in the Cessnas? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I had just gotten my landing ratings up to, what was it? 70, kind of on average. Yeah, landing is not my strong suit. And if last night was any indication, trying to get this thing to stick to the tarmac is quite interesting. So we should be coming up on base here in a second. Yeah, you like how the visual aids are absolutely nowhere near what the flight path is actually supposed to be? I always find that interesting. Like, what kind of pattern is this thing having me fly? Oh, let's not bank too much. Yeah, this jet makes sure that you are paying 100% attention 100% of the time. Getting a little slower than I want, so we'll juice her up a little bit. Again, I did not bother to look at approach speeds or anything like that. We are winging it. We are winging it. Oh, it's not banked too much here. Watch your speeds, take the base turn. Only at 1 notch of flap so far. We'll see how that does. Oof. Horrible turn. See if we can do better on this one. Clear out a little bit so we can come in straight. Oh, don't let her get away from us. Come on around. Come on around. There we go.
500.
Kilo 6 traffic, November 86888.
Oh, trees, lovely. We are coming in spicy. We like spicy. Hear the trees. On the runway, level off, level off. Come on, touchdown. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. Now you'll see that it says I landed in the wrong place. This is exactly where it told me to go. So I'm going to get docked for that. I announced my runway 3. This is where I was supposed to land. So I'm gonna get docked for not landing on the right runway. Watch this. Uh-huh. Yeah, whatever.
Ladies and gents, welcome to West Osha. Local time is 12:01.
Dang, this thing turns on a dime. I love that.
It's requested that you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until we come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign.
So annoyed. I'm gonna get double dinged for not announcing
On behalf of the entire company, we would
and landing on the wrong freaking runway. This is runway 3. This is where I was supposed to land.
pleasant stay in Twin Lakes.
And you like how they spawn a tower directly in the taxiway? So, am I going to get dinged for having to go around this thing? And definitely avoid them. I just said forget it and tried to just go through it like it wasn't there, and it wrecked one of my Cessnas. So, unless it's a person or a car, pretty much believe it's there. Trees, towers, all that kind of stuff, yeah. Like, as much as I like this game, like it's one of the best ones that I've played, especially with the career mode. But I hate to say it, you can tell that they pushed it out the door just to make sure that it was in 2024, since the name is 2024. Like I said, the control tower option, like, check this out. No communications possible. Just absolutely none. I've never seen it do this before. A couple of other things kind of glitched out on the way here, but we made it safe and sound, even though it's going to ding me and say I landed on the wrong airport. So that's going to pull me back out of the S status. I had S pilot status there for a while, ranking. And as soon as I started doing these VIPs and it started doing this nonsense, like, I literally flew into where the flight plan and everything was scheduled for, and I'm going to get dinged for landing on the wrong runway. Yeah, no idea. Now, this should be a big old paycheck. What? 26%? And you know what's crazy is it doesn't tell you, like, look, procedures are pretty awesome. Respecting the aircraft, I didn't do any damage to the aircraft, so what is up with this? Yeah, undesignated landing area. This is where you took me to. I'll have to watch it in the playback, see what's going on with that. Maybe I'm messing up somewhere, but that's literally where it told me to go. It's the only airport in the area. So, but I absolutely love this. If you guys could see just how the clinch status is on those landings when you have a joystick and everything, it is an amazing experience. The Thrustmaster model that I have is the one that has the notorious 50% stopping spot. Not a fan of it, but I have played this enough that it is kind of starting to wear out, so it's not that much of a deal. But yeah, you can get it on the Jungle website fairly cheap. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know if you want to see more. Give me suggestions on where to go, what to do, whatever. I don't mind. I'm just having a blast with the simulator and wanted to get you guys some content to watch. Hopefully you have a chillax evening. Hope you enjoy it. Give me a like and sub if you haven't already. But as usual, Naxit out.